Touchdown, Alabama, let's get it.
The process, no one can stop this. Hottest show in the streets, I bet you can't top this. Rammer, jammer, yellow hammer, come see how we rock this. Alabama fans, the best, there's no way you can top this. Recruiting news and interviews, just sit back and watch this.
Recruiting news and interviews, just sit back and watch this.
The process.
Welcome into The Process, Touchdown Alabama Magazine's premier recruiting show where I, Justin Smith, breaks down the latest in Alabama football recruiting news. And we are currently in a dead period, as most of you know, which means that Alabama is not allowed to host any recruits for unofficial and official visits, which is one of the reasons why recruiting news has been kind of slow as of late. But Alabama is set to pick things up during the month of March next month, as they will host their second Junior Day event on March 7th, and some of the top recruits in the 2021 recruiting class will be in Tuscaloosa on March 7th, as well as throughout the month of March. And on this episode of The Process, I want to take a look at some of the more interesting recruits that are headed to Tuscaloosa during the month of March, throughout the month of March, as I said. But before I get to that, on this episode of The Process, I do want to hit you guys with some recruiting updates, and one of those updates surrounds Alabama's 4-star 2021 defensive back commit in Latrell McCutcheon. He will unofficially visit Oklahoma during the month of March, and that is something to keep an eye on, with Latrell McCutcheon being Alabama's longest standing commit in the 2021 recruiting class. He was their first commit in the 2021 recruiting class as well, so just something to keep an eye on as Latrell McCutcheon has continued to collect offers. His recruitment is still open. He is verbally committed to Alabama still, but he is still looking at other schools like Alabama's other commits are as well. So just something to keep an eye on. As I said, Alabama's 4-star offensive lineman signing in the 2020 recruiting class, and Javion Cohen. I got a chance to reach out to him and got a chance to catch up with him on some of the things he has been working on heading into his enrollment into the University of Alabama, which will be in May. You guys can check out that article on touchdownalabama.com. I also got his opinion on Alabama strength and conditioning coach Scott Cochran choosing to leave the University of Alabama after many years and choosing to accept a special teams coaching job at Georgia. So it's a pretty interesting read. I will drop that link in the description on Javion Cohen, so be sure to click that link on touchdownalabama.com. While you're there, be sure to subscribe to touchdownalabama.com so you can stay updated on everything Alabama football with Touchdown Alabama. But as I said, I do want to hit you guys with some of the news surrounding Alabama's more interesting targets heading into the month of March. So with that being said, let's get the process started. We're going to dive right into it here, talking about some of the recruits who will visit out the University of Alabama during the month of March, as well as a couple of guys who will like to get down to Tuscaloosa during the month of March as well. And the first guy I want to talk about is a guy who hasn't locked in a date to visit Alabama next month, but he has said he will like to get down to Tuscaloosa, and that is Tamashe Adelaide, the 5-star defensive end out of Texas, who currently attends IMG Academy in Florida at this very moment. When you look at Adelaide, this is a kid who has been high on Alabama's board for quite some time now. He has expressed, as I said on many times on the process, that Alabama is among some of the top schools that are vying for his verbal commitment at the moment. He will announce his verbal commitment on August 1st, so if Alabama does not get him on campus during the month of March, there's still some time for Alabama to get him on campus before he verbally commits. I think Alabama is still a strong contender at this very moment, with them being in heavy contention to get his verbal commitment. I think he still feels that they are in a good position with them. He did tell me that Alabama's coaching staff has remained in contact, so Tamashe Adelaide is definitely a kid to watch out for. Tony Grimes, a 5-star defensive back out of Virginia, is expected to visit the University of Alabama in March as well. Alabama was originally set to host Grimes during earlier in the month of February, on February 1st for their Junior Day event, but Grimes decided to visit Penn State instead, a school he hadn't visited before, and he just wanted to check them out as his recruitment is open and is open to all schools. So he wanted to check out Penn State earlier in February, but Alabama is expected to host him in March, and I think Alabama is still in a good position with Grimes. But this is a kid who's gonna weigh out all of his options as he plans to commit during the early signing period in December of 2020, during this December. So this is a kid whose recruitment is gonna probably go all the way out to that point, in Alabama and Georgia and a lot of other schools are gonna be still in the mix, as they will get their opportunities to host them for possible game visits, unofficial visits throughout the summer. So I think everybody will get their fair shot at Grimes, the #1 cornerback in the nation. Chambry Jackson is a 4-star defensive lineman out of Boone High School in Florida. This is a guy who you don't really hear too much about, but I got a chance to catch up with him recently. He told me that Alabama's defensive line coach, their new defensive line coach, Freddie Roach, has been talking to him every day as of late, and Alabama will host him for the Junior Day event on March 7th. He has already locked that particular date in, and Chambry Jackson is a kid to watch out for in my mind. I think that if anybody could possibly be on commitment watch with Alabama coaching staff, really push for him as of late. If anybody could possibly be on commitment watch during the month of March, I think Chambry Jackson might be after his next visit to the University of Alabama. Alabama could make a move for 3-star safety Dakota Mitchell next month. They will host him on March 28th. He already has that date locked in for him to visit the University of Alabama. When you look at Mitchell, he's a very athletic kid, a guy who is used all over the field for Winter Park High School in Florida. When I got a chance to talk with Mitchell recently, when Alabama offered him, he said he really liked the fact that Alabama has been successful over the last decade or so. He also told me that Alabama's coaching staff told him that they like his aggressiveness on the football field and the energy that he plays with. And you guys can see that on film. He is one of the more aggressive kids in the 2021 recruiting class. He's also very explosive with the ball in his hands. Also very explosive when he is attempting to break up plays. So Dakota Mitchell is another guy to keep an eye on. But there are going to be a lot of more names added to Alabama visitors list throughout the month of March, as Alabama will look to build up their 2021 recruiting class on next month. That's a wrap for this episode of The Process. As always, subscribe to touchdownalabama.com. With that subscription, you'll be able to read all of our subscriber-only articles, as well as stay updated on everything Alabama football news. And you will also receive our yearly print magazine issue. We are gearing up to release our print issue in a couple of weeks here, so be on the lookout for that. To a ton of our loyal doors that's graced the cover of this year's issue. So subscribe to touchdownalabama.com so you can be one of the first to get your hands on this year's edition of Touchdown Alabama Magazine's print magazine issue. Also download the Touchdown Alabama app. It is located in the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store. Also subscribe to Touchdown Alabama on YouTube below. Click subscribe on YouTube to stay updated on everything Alabama football recruiting with The Process. Also stay updated with everything Alabama football related with In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith right here on Touchdown Alabama's YouTube page as well. As always, I am Justin Smith, the scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama Magazine.